Shoot.
So, good afternoon and wonderful, wonderful New Year, sir. This is the first Excellence Speak series, episode 14, which is the first in the new decade. so,
Wow.
so we wanted to have someone very, very interesting. So that is why we chose you, sir. So
Wow.
it's great
Thank
to
you.
have Maj Gen Jose Manavalan as the very first episode of Excellence Speaks. So we've been doing
Right.
this for the last couple of months now. This is, like
Okay.
I said, the 14th episode. And the idea
Right.
is get people who are excellent in their fields, different people. I mean, we've done armed forces, administrative services, industry, HR, all of those things we have done.
All right.
But your inputs also would be pretty valid when we do a program like this. So it's just a
Okay.
catch answer. So the first
Right.
question I have for you, sir. I mean, you had a long, distinguished career with the Indian Armed Forces. So the first question is about the Indian Army, and the of course the topic that normally people talk about now is pandemic. So I just wanted to know from your input, sir, like how do you think the Indian Army has managed this COVID situation, and what are they doing to cope with it?
Right. Uh, See, when we face such a terrible pandemic, the most important part when the a large body is facing it is discipline. And luckily, all of us are trained to respond positively to any order that is given by a superior.
Yeah,
And that has helped us all in all the uniformed services, even the paramilitary,
yeah,
to follow what the superior is telling them.
yeah,
This unfortunately is not there in civil society, because everyone has his own ideas and he thinks differently. He thinks that he knows more than what the the known knowledgeable people are telling them. Whereas in the armed forces, it's not like that.
that's right.
So it's very easy to implement what is required,
Yeah,
and so the pandemic spread in very small instances. It's only when people went on leave or went to do some work outside their unit where they got infected,
yeah,
and that also was quickly containable. It was easy to stop the spread,
yeah,
and we found that it was not difficult at all. Only places where the infection was heavy was in places like ships or submarines,
yes, sir.
where it's a closed environment and there's no way those people cannot interact with the others because the space is limited.
Correct.
Otherwise, the armed forces managed very well, and the damage control was excellent. They were able to function normally as troops were in the front line, especially, and
Yeah,
there was no panic at all.
yes, sir. So
Simple measures, yeah.
actually, having said that, I mean, you do see pockets of indiscipline happening in civil society, but to a
Yeah.
large extent, there has been a little discipline that has come in, sir. Actually speaking,
Yes.
I mean, in terms
Yeah.
of standing, apart, or I mean, some pockets there are still indiscipline, but I mean, there is a change. Even the cleanliness part of it is, I think, I see the roads a little more cleaner to an extent. So, having
Okay.
said that, of course, the armed forces is a whole community apart.
Absolutely. Yes.
So that's
So
right.
that has helped us in the uniformed services not getting affected by the pandemic.
Correct. So actually, even the nuclear, biological, chemical warfare techniques and all are taught. I think we are also, aware of this
Very
system.
much.
Yes.
Very much. So when you tell them stand 5 feet apart, they will stand 5 feet apart. It won't be 2 feet or 3 feet or 1 feet. They
No,
will stand at 5 feet.
absolutely no compromise. No compromise.
Yeah. Yeah. Wear
Absolutely.
a mask, he'll wear a mask.
Yes.
But we in civil society question, why should I wear a mask?
Right, right.
So simple. That's the only difference.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
so the second question that I have to you, I mean, to put across to you is this, sir. It has affected every part of human life, sir.
Yeah.
Whether it be organizations, institutions, and all of those things. So, I just wanted
Correct.
to ask you, sir, as a person who has seen both the military and the corporate world and the civilian world, what should we all do? I mean, what should organizations or institutions do for them to stabilize and quickly get back to normalcy? What should they do?
Uh, the main ingredient to face such a pandemic, in my opinion, is adaptability. You should all be resilient enough to adapt.
Yeah,
If you're doing, let's say, Excel is doing a particular program in a particular way before the pandemic, then now you have to reinvent yourself and adapt to what is now in front of you, and change the way you're working, because now we are 11 months into the pandemic. We now started a new year and the pandemic is still there. So the ones who have come out well of this pandemic are those who have adapted. If you're running a hotel, if you run it the same old way, it won't work. You have to find a new way.
Absolutely.
And what is that new way is what you have to find yourself. You have to be ready to be flexible, you have to be ready to adapt and make best use of the present circumstances.
Absolutely.
And we know many people like Amazon has grown 10 times.
Yes.
uh, so they have made use of the capitalized on the pandemic and made sure that you can buy anything from home.
Yeah.
So they have adapted. So something like that has to be done in all fields.
So
Like
actually,
you, I'm sure you're giving education at home.
I,
So that's
I
what is
wanted to
required.
say that only, sir, and in a lighter vein. Actually, sir, if someone asked us before March what you know of Zoom, I would have said, yeah, yeah, camera has got Zoom or Zoom meeting. Now we have got a doctorate on Zoom, sir. We
Yeah,
do all programs on Zoom. So I guess,
yeah.
yeah, you're absolutely right. And both the institution and the organizations have to adapt. There's no doubt about it.
You will be surprised. Yesterday, I downloaded editing software to be able to edit the Zoom recordings which I have, so that I can edit it. Now I'm learning how to cut and edit. So
Absolutely, sir. So I,
that's
I,
what.
I I guess that is something that the armed forces teaches us to be, sir. Because
Yeah.
every 2 years, 3 years, you're going to a different place, a different zone, different temperatures, different altitude. We
Yeah.
have to be able to acclimatize to every change that is happening,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
I
Yes.
think that we should be able to bring into the normal
Yeah.
life too. I think.
And not only armed forces, anybody, like say people of my age, if you give me a credit card and say now this has got is Wi-Fi enabled, I'll get confused. What the hell is that?
No, sir. That's all. All this age and all is only something that we speak about. So
No,
you're all,
most of us.
you're 35. I'm 25. So what's the big deal?
No, if you see an average veteran of any walk of life, he's hesitant to go near technology.
Absolutely.
That's where we have to break that barrier.
Absolutely, sir. And I think we have
Yeah.
broken it quite well, actually, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
I just wanted you to just focus on one particular thing, sir, because you're a correspondent of an aspirational school. Now,
Yes.
what do you think should be the institution's focus to support these young minds to be great citizens? So, what do you,
Yeah.
especially given this kind of online, offline, all of those things coming in, what do you think they
Yes.
should focus on?
Yeah. See, our school, Babaji Vidyashram, had already an ongoing program for nurturing leaders. So the program of leadership had been put into place 3 years ago.
Right.
So that's already there. And now we have got an army and a navy wing of the NCC also in our school. Both
Wonderful.
have started during pandemic. So during the pandemic, we have 50 students registered each for army and navy,
Wow.
and their training has already started online. So uh, the trick I thought was to adapt,
Yes.
and the teachers have suddenly transformed themselves into online teachers,
Yes.
and they can switch on at home, connect with their whole classroom. They can teach them what's required, and when the pandemic is over, they'll be back to. I'm sure it's not going to go back to the old classroom education that we have. It's going to be blended
Yes.
into a mix of both online and offline education. So we
Absolutely.
have been we have been very quick to adapt, and we had all our syllabuses ready
Yes.
to go online straight away. And we already had Google Classroom as the teaching medium in the school.
Yes.
All children had their mail IDs. So to change from classroom teaching to online teaching didn't take much effort. It was
Absolutely.
good. It was ready.
Excellent, sir. So, in fact, sir, good that you mentioned the NCC also, because I am an NCC cadet also. I mean,
Yeah,
junior division and senior division. We
yeah,
went to Delhi for the first time through the NCC. We saw 4 degrees for the first time when we went to Delhi.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
all these are experiences that we adapted to also. So, I'm
Absolutely.
glad that Babaji Vidyashram has also got NCC. And I
Yes,
think it's a great grooming platform for
correct.
all citizens.
We got first the army wing,
Yes.
And then there were no takers for the Navy wing. They asked us, "Do you want another Navy wing?" We said, "Yes, we want," and we
Yes.
took that also. So we
Absolutely.
got that's how we have got two wings now
Thanks now.
of both the uniform services. Excellent.
Excellent, sir. Absolutely excellent. So,
Yeah.
what do you think will be the defining changes? I mean, in terms of ability or character, what do you think will be the two most important things that young minds need to have, young adults need to have?
Yeah, there's a wealth of information available everywhere. The 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 most intelligent child will be the one who can access this intelligence and use it for whatever he's doing. So whoever has that capability is the one who's going to succeed in life. The wide range of knowledge available across the spectrum, you name it, it's there.
Right.
Now, how do I make use of it? Do I have the basic knowledge of that information, and then can I use it for my work which I'm doing or my study which I'm doing? That's the guy who's going to succeed. The second thing is communication, the ability to communicate effectively. To You don't have to speak Queen's English. You
Yes.
should be able to communicate what my thought is. Tomorrow's interview is not going to be about your marks or the certificates you have. It's about what can you do and what can you bring to the table right now. That's
Absolutely.
what's going to matter. Even
Absolutely.
if there's a pandemic, I have enabled myself, I've studied, I've improved, and this is what I can do. I'm job ready.
Yes.
That's what I should be able to say.
Absolutely. And sir, like you said, these two are very, very important. And you said initially the discipline part of it. So I think these
Yes,
are the ones that's going to set a person apart. And that
correct.
applies for students, it applies for young professions, and even older professions, I think. If you have
Across,
these
yeah,
little things in mind. And
yeah,
like you said, no, sir, the ability to be learning continuously, irrespective of the age. Like you said, no, sir, you're just learning editing software. I mean,
yeah.
it's so amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm told you that I'm learning the piano and I'm 70. Well, I said I don't want to learn sheet music. I want to sing with the piano. So today I was learning my first song.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. Sir, you should give us a line.
No, no, I'm not ready to play on the piano yet. But I've got my first song. In another 3, 4 times, it'll be ready.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So
Yeah,
the next time we have an excellent speak series where we call you again, we'll start with a song.
yeah, done, done,
So
done.
while I bring this whole thing to a close, this 14th
Right.
episode of Excellent Speak series, any
Yeah.
message that you would like to give, sir? Any word that you would like to share from your side?
Yeah, to the youngsters who are now trying to make a place for themselves in this world, they should get themselves widely knowledgeable. The more fields that they know about, other than their core subjects,
Yes.
you may have core knowledge, but I should have that core knowledge spread into many other things which I can show my ability in. So that is where the children and youngsters have to concentrate on using the core knowledge to widen my capability. I should know a little bit of many things. I should not be an expert at one thing alone. I have to be an expert at a mix of many things which interest me. And second message to everybody is, you've got an idea which is deeply ingrained in your heart. Follow that instinct, and I'm sure you won't go wrong. That's the two messages I've got. Yeah,
Wonderful. Actually, sir, we also do this program. I mean, you're part of our advice,
yeah,
part of the
yeah.
program that we do. So we have this equation, sir. Everyone likes the equations a lot these days. So
Right, right,
P
right.
plus P plus P is equal to S. It's the purpose, the passion, and the perseverance, and you succeed. So it's simple as
Yes,
that.
absolutely, absolutely. And we got countless examples of successful people who just followed their passion.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and they were excellent at it. Yeah,
Exactly, sir. And I think quite a few of them are in the armed forces, like you.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
thank you so
wonderful.
much, sir, for
Thank
being
you very
with us.
much.
It's a lovely start to this new decade, so to this new
Yeah,
year,
excellent.
2021, and we're looking
Yeah,
forward optimistically to the years ahead. So
yes.
thank you so much for joining us,
We
sir.
wish you Unni and excel a lot. Well, all the very best.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much.
Bye.